In this short course, let us try to understand what is Bitcoin. Friends, as you know that in today's times, Bitcoin as a digital currency is very famous. Very often you hear about Bitcoin in newspapers, in articles, in magazines or on internet. So in this lesson we will try to understand what is Bitcoin, what is its role. So friends, before we try to understand what is Bitcoin, we have to first talk about what actually is currency. So friends, currency is a medium of exchanging goods and services. The idea was to avoid barter system, because in a barter system where goods are exchanged against goods has been found to be highly impractical, especially when the exchanging of goods are happening with very large number of people. So friends, if we look at the different types of currencies which ancient people have used, so we find that even agriculture commodities were used as currencies. Even stones were used as currency. For example, in this picture you can see these are called rye stones. Then friends, in the ancient time, certain rare metals like silver, gold were used as currencies. So friends, we have had different eras of currency in the past. So we had an era of commodities which were used as currencies. So these could be, as I explained to you earlier, agricultural commodities or bizarre items like stones or rare metals like silver, gold, platinum. So friends, these were the era when these were the items of preference as currency by the humankind. Then friends, we in recent time had an era of political currencies where certain political powers of the world, they issued the paper currency, and that has become very trustworthy, popular and most used method of currency. As we know that we have the international transactions taking place through foreign exchange market, which is almost $5 trillion per day. Almost 80% of these transactions take place in US dollar. So this is the apex political currency of the world today, and people trust in this paper currency which is issued by the US government. Then friends, in recent time we are entering into a era of digital mathematical currencies. That is where the role of Bitcoin comes. So friends, it is quite different medium of currency, quite different from the political currencies which are dominated by certain political powers or central authorities or central agencies. In the era of digital mathematical currencies, these are the digital currencies which are based on the mathematics of cryptography. That's why these are called cryptocurrencies. And these currencies are not controlled by any political powers or any central authorities, and that's why these are called decentralized currencies. One of the first mover in this era of digital mathematical currencies is the Bitcoin. Friends, if we talk of the traditional currencies which are currently used, the most used traditional currency currently is the hard currency, which I told you is in the form of paper currency. And we also have something called plastic money, wherein we use the plastic currency, and that is the currency used through credit cards, debit cards, etc. And then we have digital online money, which we use as traditional current currencies. Traditional currencies, which are hard currency, plastic money or digital online money, has their own share of problems. For example, hard currency is inconvenient to use because it is unsafe, and in the physical form it is very difficult to transport. It requires a lot of protection to move hard currency from one place to another place. Then friends, plastic money comes with its cost, commissions, middleman's share. So plastic money becomes too costly. And then, friends, digital money, which is lying in our online bank accounts, is supposed to be unsafe, and there are a lot of privacy issues because the plastic money as well as the digital money is controlled by certain private or government entities which are in possession of your complete private data. In 2009, after the financial crisis of 2008, a digital currency was introduced which was called Bitcoin. This currency came into being after a white paper was published by a person named as Satoshi Nakamoto, who is a mysterious person, and it is believed that the name Satoshi Nakamoto was a pseudonym used by a person whom many people debate belonged to Britain. But the name suggests the person belonged to Japan. So there is a lot of controversy about the identity of this person. But this was the person who came out with a digital answer of the difficulties and problems of the political currencies in the form of hard currency or plastic money or digital money. So, friends, this digital currency, which was called as Bitcoin, is not a physical currency at all. It's absolutely a digital currency. And, friends, it is a decentralized form of currency which uses a technology which is called blockchain. Technology which uses thousands of computers connected in a network and which contains the information of the transactions which are taking place in Bitcoin. So there is no central or governmental authority which controls this cryptocurrency. This is controlled by this network of thousands of computers which are located in different places in the world, and it is completely decentralized. Satoshi Nakamoto, he created this currency after he realized in 2008 that it is debated that this person created Bitcoin, especially after looking at how in the financial crisis of 2008, how the different governments of the world put the onus of the mistakes done by the central banks on the unsuspecting taxpayers. This new currency was the result of the mathematical calculations which uses cryptography as the method of creating this currency. So friends, this blockchain technology harnesses the power of mathematics and the advancement of information communication technology, wherein thousands of servers and computers are connected with each other, and the blocks of information containing all the transactions which have been ever made using the Bitcoin cryptocurrency in a chain of blocks which are replicated on all the connected computers, and it is almost impossible to manipulate this information. Now friends, the promise of this new cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin, which started in 2009, has been the lower transaction costs which are normally associated with the traditional current system of currencies. The second promise is the convenience of use, being a digital currency, being very fast to transfer money from anywhere to anywhere on the planet. And it also promises the safety angle because the use of blockchain technology, which is the backbone of this new digital currency, is regarded as unbreakable, free from manipulations, and generally very safe. Then one of the most important promise of Bitcoin or similar cryptocurrencies is the solution for the private data, which is in the other currencies case rests with some central authority or private agency which works as the trustee of the financial transaction. So in the case of Bitcoin, there is no trustee for your ownership of the money or any financial transaction which takes place using Bitcoin. one of the major pitfall of Bitcoin is that the prices of Bitcoin fluctuates enormously, leading to lot of uncertainty in the minds of the people who deal with Bitcoin, who invest in Bitcoin, who holds their money and their assets. Strong element of financial risk involved with the use of Bitcoin. These fluctuations can be very drastic and can be in a very short period. Since there is a limited circulation of Bitcoin, which is not in consonance with the demand of the currency, the method of mining of Bitcoin is also very controversial because it requires enormous amount of computational power and enormous amount of energy required to run these mining rigs of Bitcoin. And due to this seemingly wasteful use of computational power and energy for mining the new Bitcoins, there has been debate about the impact of these operations on the climate change as well as the deteriorating environment on this planet. Then friends, finally, one of the major pitfall of the Bitcoin is the nefarious misuse of this currency because of the anonymity associated with this digital currency. Because this currency is not under any political or central authority control, there has been instances when this currency has used by the people who are terrorists or they are part of the organized crime syndicate or drug peddlers or the movement of illicit money from one country to another country. So there has been lot of debate and lot of discussions, criticism on the use of Bitcoin